Now, moving on, question number 5 comes in here from Rebecca. Hi there, Rebecca. Thank you for your question and for being part of the amazing WiggyWam community. So Rebecca says, I'm struggling to keep up with the demands of my job as an estate agent. There always seems to be a million things to get done in a day, but I can't get much done when the phone is constantly ringing or colleagues are dumping work on me. How can I manage my time more effectively to get through my to-do list? Well, thank you for that question, Rebecca. And I really appreciate, again, where you're coming from, because I know how busy things can be as an estate agent, and when I reflect back on very fondly when I was an agent working in a rural market town, that the working years seemed to ebb and flow quite nicely. And we had a run up to Christmas in December where things got very, very quiet. It was much better because you could stay in a warm office. Christmas lights were on, and it was a very, very lovely time of the year. We'd have old clients pop in and drop off boxes of chocolates and flowers and other bits and pieces. And then in the summer months, you could be working from quite literally doing valuations at 7 in the morning and wrapping up your day at 10 o'clock at night. So very different ends of the scale. And I totally get where you're coming from right now, is that there is an enormous amount of work to do. If it's not contacting clients, it's updating the CRM system. It's, running matching through your CRM system. It's booking viewings. It's going out on valuations, it's making sure clients are being properly serviced and updated, it's chasing solicitors. There's a million things to do, okay? And I think that there's a couple of hacks that you can employ to really whittle down your to-do list as quickly as possible. One of the things I'm going to say, first of all, and this is the controversial point, is that I'm a big believer now in starting your day early, okay? That might sound a bit mad, but I'll give you an example. This week, for example, I've been getting up at 4 in the morning because we are going through a rapid transition process within WiggyWam. There's a lot to do. And I know full well that if I try and start at 8, 9 o'clock, I've only got a couple of hours before things start to get really frantic or busy, or I've got other things that I need to take care of during the course of the day. And what I found is that when I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm a little bit bleary-eyed until the first cup of coffee goes down, for example. But the point is, by 10 o'clock, I've got 4 or 5 hours of quality work done, completely undisturbed. Now, I'm not suggesting that you get into your estate agent's office at 4 in the morning. I'm really not, okay? But what I am suggesting is that, if your working day starts at 8:30 and you're in the office for 7 or 7:30, that hour before work and that hour afterwards can actually become really, really valuable. Okay, now some people can't extend their work day for various different reasons, i.e. childcare, impact on the relationship, etc. And I'm going to suggest it depends on how ambitious you are and what you're trying to achieve within your role as an agent, whether you're want to work your way up to being a manager or even an agency owner. Okay, I'll give you another example. I'm currently reading 10X by Grant Cardone. Strongly recommend that book as a read. One of the things that he talks about is that most people, again, this is sort of coming down to human psychology and comparing and contrasting different groups of people, is that there are certain people, shall we say, captains of industry and all the rest of it, who are prepared to go above and beyond and will be working the long hours that are necessary to get themselves ahead in life. And that doesn't always come after a short sprint of getting up at 4 o'clock every morning for a week, okay? Sometimes you have to do that for several years in order to really get the benefits from it flowing through your life and creating the success that you want. But, most people will, and I'm not saying this is what you do, Rebecca, but, they wander into the office at just about 9 o'clock or between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. Then it's grab a coffee, and then have a little bit of a chat around the water cooler or whatever it might be. And, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Or did you see Game of Thrones last night or whatever else it might be? Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, we went out and we did this, we did that, we did the other. And all of a sudden you've lost half an hour of your working day before the phone starts, and then you're into it all. And what I'm trying to say is the productivity is very low at that point. But if you're in for an hour and there's no distractions, there's no phone ringing, there's no people coming into the office, you can smash out a bunch of work before your working day starts, okay? That's the first thing I'm going to suggest that you do. And that really can become a secret weapon into fast-tracking your progress. But A couple of other things I want to mention is that I would set specific goals and priorities that you want to achieve during the course of that day. And this shocks people when I tell them this, but I rarely set more than 3 tasks or priorities to get done in the course of a day. Now, my partner's a bit of a type A, okay? She believes that you've got to be on it and you've got to hammer through things during the course of the day. And when I told her this, that sometimes I, set 3 things to be done in a day and I only get 1 done. And she's like, that's so unproductive, blah, 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 blah. But the point is that I stick at the other 2 until they're done. And a lot of people chop and change and they multitask and they try and do different things. And they end up with 10 things that are unfinished, okay? And they're weighing on their mind. And there's this great phrase that is incompletions drain you. And a very good friend of mine told me this many years ago. And they said, incompletions drain you. Write a list of all the unfinished tasks that you have that you want to get done. And I can tell you right now that that task list can be 4 or 5 pages long at any one point. Okay, so if you've got a lot of stuff that's half done, then set yourself those 3 tasks or priorities to get done during the course of the day. In a working week, that's 15 tasks or priorities that are getting done during the course of the week. Multiply that up over a month or a year, you're making a lot of progress. If you choose to do 7 days a week, okay, again, you're getting ahead significantly. It's almost another 50% of your working week by doing Saturdays and Sundays. And again, people will push back, oh, the weekends, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to get to in life and all the rest of it? Okay. The final thing I'm going to suggest to you, Rebecca, is that leverage the power of technology that's there right now, is because if you're finding that there are a number of things that are becoming repetitive tasks that you need to do on a weekly or daily basis, can you automate them in some way? Or can you ask technology to come to your aid in some way through the use of, shall we say, AI technology or whatever else it might be, in order to fast track your way through those different tasks? So, for example, an hour with an AI program or piece of software might save you 10 hours of content creating time. That's massive, okay? So you've just become 10 times more productive, which is, no mean feat during the course of a working day. So it's about keeping an open mind, but I would definitely keep a list of anything that's incomplete right now as a task. Strike it off the list if it's not a priority, or it's a nice to have, but you realize realistically it's never going to get done. And then harness the power of this technology. And again, if you spend that hour in the morning, an hour in the evening, hammering this technology to deliver the results that you want, I think you'll move forward in leaps and bounds very, very quickly. So I hope that helps, Rebecca. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to support you, but I'm wishing you all the very best of luck. And I know that if you apply yourself and get focused on all these sorts of things, you'll clear up. You'll do really, really well. So good luck with that, Rebecca. Now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much indeed for joining me here on this webinar today. We are doing this same time, same place every week. So if you've got questions, concerns, comments, feedback, anything that you want to send in to us, there's a number of ways you can get in contact with us. The first is via email. Email address is happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. That's happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. Okay, you can send us your property questions or anything else to that email address. You can also get in touch with us through our website. That is at www.wiggywam.co.uk. That's WIGGYWAM.co.uk. You can access your free profile in there. You can view blogs. You can view our broadcasts that we put out every single week. There's a wealth of content and knowledge and information there. So I encourage you to sign up and get involved and start becoming part of the amazing WiggyWam community. You can also go to Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @WiggyWam_UK. So that's @WiggyWam_UK, where you can, again, get in contact with us via Twitter and send us your comments, feedback, questions, and anything else that you may have. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on a future episode of our webinars and our podcast, by all means, please get in contact with us. Send us an email, happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. And if you just put in the subject there, podcast guest, we'd love to have you on, share some knowledge and expertise with their community. And I'll look forward to hearing from you all very soon. So thanks ever so much indeed for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you again on a future webinar and podcast very soon. Take care.